Fishing for Colour by Brian Fredward MacGregor, written early April 2021. No parts, whole or otherwise, are to be copied, duplicated, reproduced, or transmitted in any way, manner, form, or type without the express written permission of the sole owner, Brian Fredward MacGregor, 2021. The Third of Sides, Season 1, Episode 10, Fishing for Colour, written wholly by Brian Fredward MacGregor in 2021. Now Michaela, well, she was 10 and had a fondness or rather love for fish, and she even had a goldfish called Jaws. Well, when the school asked her to be the media leader, she jumped at the chance, and Mitch, her teacher, was very eager to assist her in her endeavour as such, as he appointed her. Children are often very concerned by all around them, particularly in nature, and in the local stream and rivers there was no fish just now, as pollution had ravaged their numbers to zero or thereabouts. In any case, Michaela had a little think about what to write about regarding her newspaper, at least for that week, as she was the boss as such, she proudly said, which was appointed weekly to give all a fair chance. As wishing goes, well, she wished for the fish to return, and even wanted them to return when she put a tooth under her pillow, but to no avail. But she did get a token for the carnival for that tooth, as the carnival leaflet had came through the door earlier. She sat by her favourite spot behind her home at the stream and coloured in her colouring books, like always, with her feet a-waggling in the cool waters, as she was allowed to do this. Her little goldfish whale, it was found at the top of her bowl one day and ended up in another, flushed away. It was suggested that they go to the carnival now and win another, as that leaflet had came showing that they would be here all week in town, and Jaws had lasted a year, which was quite impressive. It was her birthday, and she was 11 too, so her wish was made a promise, and they went to the carnival in town, to the hoops as well as all the other shows, with her token. They arrived there later that afternoon on the Saturday, as Jaws was gone, and they needed Jaws too, which brought a few smiles in that there hopefully would be a sequel to her original fish. The carnival was massive and filled with everything, filled with bright lights, bustling crowds and games and shows, and more of both. The family of father and daughter, Michael and Michaela, enjoyed that evening of playing games and riding the shows, so it was decided to go to the hoop stall and throw hoops, which she did and won a colouring fish book, albeit after 9 attempts her dad groaned. She got herself a nice little fish colouring book, filled with various fish it seems, all ready to be coloured in from that win. Michaela squealed with happiness, a fishy book and a night out at the carnival. She missed Jaws and had decided not to replace her little fish, as the book was filled with loads and loads and loads more, as she put it. She was exhausted when she got in from excitement, if nothing else. Just outside her back door of her home, Michaela returned to draw, to colour in her book, and sat in the late evening sun, scribbling in her now favourite colouring book in the same spot as always, by the stream. Her brown pencil broke, and as she had no sharpener there and then, the very last one was coloured in fully dark blue. She finished about 10 pages, then cut out all those beautiful fish, which was different as usually it was just a colouring in session. In this late summer evening there was the most cooling, refreshing breeze blowing, which suddenly picked up. As it was becoming cold, she decided to head indoors, and her books were finished now, already. She stood up abruptly, a little too abruptly at that, which blew all her cutouts across the bank and then into a very slow moving stream. She then went onto her knees to try and fish out all her art forms, well, cutouts, but they were already fully soaked. "Oh," she remarks, before then simply walking away, as there wasn't much she could do about it now. Her dad, who had been watching at the open window, called her in, but she told him I was coming in anyway, rather sadly. Her dad had watched her close her book fully whilst walking towards him, and well, she then realises the back cover needs done too, but decides to do this on Sunday, tomorrow, around noon, after or near to lunch, as a small treat. She was a little sad, miffed even in that Jaws was gone, as well as all her new cut-out fish, as she was planning on sticking them to the fridge. She headed in now and told her dad that all her cutouts were in the stream. He added there was no fish in that stream, but jokes. There will be now, trying to diffuse a tense situation with humour, as it was her birthday book and her favourite. To make matters worse, her other tooth fell out, and she sat by her bedside, all sad. She then made a wish, under her breath, well, tried to, about having more fish than in the whole wide world. After a few seconds, her dad strolls in to tuck her in, and she fell soundly asleep. She awoke to her tooth missing, but no money. "This gets worse and worse," she says to her dad. The cleaner came on Sunday and looked after Michaela, who watched television, whilst Dad went shopping for essentials. He came back, then Michaela, went out back to finish off her book, well, the back cover anyway, which wouldn't take long, as this was just before lunch. She sat down and noticed all her cutouts were gone from the stream, then scribbled in colour that last page, muttering under her breath somewhat. She was called upon as such for lunch and stood up a little less abruptly and noticed the stream had small fish everywhere in it, filled with little brown ones. "Loads of them, loads and loads and loads," she comments. "And one dark blue one too. Ha, ha," she says. "Dreams do come true. Just wait, I will tell Dad. Wishes and teeth and they do come true." Her dad greets her at the back door, and she tells him a tall tale about fish in the stream. "There's fish in that stream, Michaela?" he then adds. "Really?" She says, "Yes, loads and loads and loads, just like my book." "Really, really, really?" he asks. She says, "Yes, really, really, really," while spinning on the spot. And they're all brown, except one. It's dark blue. Her dad says, "That's awful good, isn't it?" Yes, she says, while spinning even more. She sees those fish every day now in the stream, but there's no paper. Michaela loves those fish, her fish, and rather than cutouts on her fridge, there's now photos of her smiling with them. "With me fishies," it says underneath her photographs on the fridge door, written in her own handwriting from at the stream. The cleaner asks Michael next Sunday of the next week, "Did you get all those essentials?" Michaela's dad just smiles and says, yes, on the face of it, the fridge has everything now. The cleaner didn't need to check. The fridge did have everything on the face of it. Much like the daughter, Michaela. Everything. The end. Another Brian Fred Worm MacGregor production in 2021.